Welcome learners to my kcse division channel. Teacher James Marita, Rewards Boys High School. Kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell such that you get notified once I upload a new video. Today we are looking at kcse mathematics revision questions which are normally set in paper 2, that is rate of work, and then we have mixture and proportion. So it will take 18 men. It will take 18 men 12 days to complete or to dig a piece of land. If they work for 8 hours a day, how long will it take 24 men if they work 12 hours a day to complete 3/4 of the same piece of land? So here you can check whether there is a direct variation or in this case the inverse variation. So we can arrange this one here. We have men. How many hours they take in a day? So we have hours, the number of days they take to complete the job, and the amount of the work done in that particular day. So first we have, this is 18 men. 18 men, they will just, it will take 12 days. So the number of days they took here is 12. And then they calculate just a piece of land. We can say that this one is 1. These 18 men, they normally take 8 hours a day. So we have 18 men taking 8 hours a day. In 12 days, they just dig one piece of land. So how long will it take 12 men? So the ratio of men has increased from 18 to 24. So we have the ratio of men has increased from, we have 18 men, then it is increased to 24. So how long will it take now 18 men? If they work 12 hours, the number of hours has also been increased from, the ratio of hours has increased from 8 hours to 12 hours a day. So the number of days these 12 men they took to complete the same piece of the 3/4 of the same land, we don't know the number of days. So this one here we have a dash. This is where our solution is. So we need to find the number of days here. So the amount of work they do here in 12 hours, these 24 men, is equivalent to 3/4. So we have, this is 3/4 of the work done in that house. So you can check one thing here. The number of men has increased from 18 to 24. The number of hours has increased from 8 to 12. So we don't know the number of days they took, these 24 men working 12 hours a day to complete, to do the amount of work equivalent to 3/4. So there is one thing you need to understand here, very important for you to solve any question in the rate of work. Just check here. We have 18 men. The number of men has increased from 18 to 24. So the first case we consider men and hours. So we have men and hours. Men and hours now here in our first step. So step 1 we have men and hours. So make a comparison in these two parts. So we have 18 men. The number of men has increased from 24. So when you come in hours here, if the number of men has increased, they will take less hours to complete or to do to complete the piece of land. So the number of hours here will just reduce because the number of men has increased. So what we normally do here, when you compare men and hours, you check if the number of men has increased, this means they will take less hours. So if they take less hours to complete a piece of land, in this case now, you take a small fraction. You take a smaller fraction because they require less hours to complete a piece of land. So this one you will have a smaller fraction is 18, in this case 1 over 24 times. So this one, why do we have 18 over 24? We are comparing men and hours here. So if the number of men has increased from 18 to 24, it means that they will take less hours to complete a piece of land. So it means here, you will take a less fraction, a smaller fraction here. In this case, we have 18 over 24. When you come here now, the second part, compare now hours, the number of hours, and the number of days. So we are here, the number of hours and the number of days. Here we have now the number of hours. The number of hours increased from 8 to 12. The ratio of from 8 to 12. So if the number of hours has been increased, this one here they will take less number of days to complete a piece of land. So the number of hours increases, they take a less days to complete a piece of land. So here again we take a less fraction or we take a smaller fraction. So smaller fraction here we have now, it is 8 all over 12. So we times here, we have this 12, we have nothing here. So this one we can times 12 times one piece of land, then in this case times 3 all over 4. The part that you need to understand is here. So when you compare men and hours, if the number of men has increased from 18 to 24, so in this case you take a smaller fraction. But if the number reduces, for example, if the number reduces in this case now, instead of the number increasing to 24, the number, let's say the number is reducing to 10. If the number is reducing to 10, it means they will take more hours to complete a piece of land. So if the number of men will just reduce, you in this case you take a larger fraction. So you will be taking the larger fraction and then you compare. So in this case here, if the number of hours has been increased from 8 to 12, they will take less number of days. So less number of days, now we take a less fraction or a smaller fraction, which is in this case here. So if we can solve this one, so we have 12, 1, and this one here. Then we have 4 here 1, 4 here 2. We have 2 here 1, 2 here 12. We have 3 here 1, 3 here, in this case 4. So from here we remain with only with 18 all over 4. So we have 2 here, 9, 2 here, 2. So we have this is 9 all over 2, 9 all over 2, and 9 all over 2 is equivalent to the 4 and 1 all over 2 days. So we are supposed to find how long will it take. So this one they will just take 4.5 days to complete the same piece of land. Now we have question 2. 3 workers here working 8 hours per day complete a task in 5 days. Each is paid 40 shillings per hour. So this one is not very important for now. Calculate the cost of hiring 5 workers if they work for 6 hours per day to complete the same task. We can also arrange this one here. So we have men. The number of hours they took to complete we have 3 workers. 3 workers, it does not necessarily mean that they are only men. So we can also have women here. So we have men, number of hours, then the number of days. So the number of days here. So in this case, we don't have the amount of work is being done in a particular hours or in a particular day. So the number of men, we have 3 workers here first. So we have 3. So we have 3 workers there. These 3 workers now, they take 8 hours a day, and then they complete the task in 5 days. That is the first statement. The second statement, we have each worker is paid 40 shillings per day. We can come to this one later. Calculate the cost of hiring 5 workers. So workers must be decreased from 3 to 5. If they work for 6 hours, the number of hours has been reduced to 6. The number of days now in this case, we don't know. So we don't know the number of days. So first of all, let us now find the number of days. The number of days is equivalent to, let us check this comparison. If the number of men is 3, the ratio has increased from 3 to 5. So we are comparing, as I said in the first case, compare the workers and the number of hours they took to complete the task. So in this case, we have 3, they will take 8 hours. We have 5, they will take 6 hours. Let us have a comparison in this one first. So if we compare this part, the number of men has increased from 3 to 5. So if the number of men normally increases, they will take less number of hours to complete a certain task. So if you increase the manpower, the number of hours normally in this case it reduces. So here we have number of men increases, the number of hours decreases. So because of there is a decrease, we talk of a less hours, so we take a less fraction, or you can talk a smaller fraction. So smaller fraction here we have it is 3 over 5. So we have this is 3 over 5. Times in this case, let us also now compare number of hours and the number of days. Number of hours we have 8 hours, 5 days. 6 hours, we don't know the number of days here. But if the number of hours reduces, here, it means they will take less number of days to complete a certain task. So reducing the number of hours increases the number of days. So if the number of days will be increases here now, we just say we take now this one a large fraction. So we have increase larger fraction here, it is 8. Decrease the smaller fraction is 3. Increase the smaller fraction is 8. So in this case you will have 8 all over 6, and in this case now times 5. So if you calculate that, you will have a number of days in this case is equivalent to be 4 days. This one is equivalent to be 4 days. Now, back to our question now, we need to calculate the cost of hiring 5 men. These 5 men now we find that they are working 4 hours a day, and each man is being paid. They work for 6 hours a day. So we have the cost. So you can calculate here the cost. Cost is equivalent to be, it is 5 men working 6 hours a day, and in this case, and they took how many days to complete the task? They took 4 days. Each man is paid 40 shillings per hour. So you multiply this one by 40, and this one is giving us Kenya shillings 4,800. 4,800. Let us look at our question number 3. Question number 3 we have, there is a flour milling company has 2 types of flour for making porridge. So we have maize flour and the millet flour. A maize flour costs 60 shillings per kilogram. 1 kilogram of the maize flour is costing 60. And then we have 1 kilogram of millet is costing 90 shillings. This one is costing 60. 1 kilogram of the millet is costing 90 shillings. The milling company makes a new brand of flour by mixing maize flour and millet flour. If the new brand costs Kenya shillings, 85 shillings per kilogram, determine the percentage of maize flour in the mixture. The application of this type of questions, they are normally applied in the flour industry, making industries, or you can talk of the cement industries, mixing of cement and mixing of flour. In this case, the ratio in which they mix the flour or they mix the cement in order to make the profit. So we can start by having here, let the kilogram of maize be M and the kilogram of the millet be N. So you just say, let this case kg of maize, be in this case m, and that of millet in this case, and that of millet b, and so we have this is mkg and this is nkg. So from our first case, so this one here, they are going to be mixed. So a new plant is mixed, and a new plant is a mixture of mkg of maize and nkg of millet. But before that one, before we have the mixture, 1 kilogram of maize is costing 60 shillings per kilogram. And how many kilograms do we have? We have m kilogram. So the total cost per kilogram of maize. So we have the total cost of kilogram of maize is 60 shillings per kilogram, and the number of kilogram we have m. So this one is 60 times m. This one gives us the total cost of maize. Then now if we mix this one, they are now mixed here together. If you mix this one with the n kg of the mixture, and the cost of n kg of the mixture, 1 kilogram is costing 90 shillings. And the number of kilogram here we have is n. So we can have this one as 90 n. This one will give us now the total cost of the mixture. The total cost per mixture is just 85 shillings per mixture. And what is this mixture in this case? It is m in this case mixed with n. So very important to perform that expression. So from here you can have 6, in this case m, plus 90 n. This one will be equivalent to, we have 85, in this case m, then plus 85, then we have n. From there you can now collect the like terms together. So we have 85m, then we have 60m. This one is larger than this one, so it is better we transform 60m to that side, such that we remain here with 90n. So we remain here with 90n. Then we transfer this one here. We subtract in this case 85n. This one will be equivalent to, we remain here with 85. So we have this is 85m. And this case minus 60m. So what do we have there? This one is giving us 5n is equivalent to b. This is 25m. So you can divide this one by 5, and here you divide this one by 5, such that we have 1n is equals to b 5m. You divide this one by m, then you divide this one by m, then of course you multiply both sides by 1 over 1. So we have this one as m, we have n all over m is equivalent to, this one is 5 all over 1. So first of all, we get the ratio, in which ratio they are mixed, this mixture. So the ratio in this case, the ratio of n, we said that n represents number of millet and m represents the number of kilogram of maize. So we can have in this case n to the ratio of m. This one will be equivalent to, n is equals to 5. So this one is 5 to the ratio m is equals to 1. So the ratio in which millet and maize are mixed in the mixture, it is 5 to the ratio of, and that means now we have 5 kg of millet in the mixture and 1 kg of maize in the mixture. So our question, we have to determine the percentage of maize flour in the mixture. So getting the percentage of the maize flour in the mixture, we first of all get the ratio, the total ratio of the mixture. So the total ratio in this case, the total ratio of the mixture is equivalent to 5. So we have 5 plus 1. This one is equivalent to 6. So we have now that N is for 5, and this one is N is for millet, M is for maize. So maize in this mixture is only 1 kg, so we can have 1 kg all over the total ratio times, now in this case 100, and this one will be equivalent to 16 point, in this case 67%. So this is the percentage of maize flour in the mixture. So a miller was contracted, the last question. A miller was contracted to make a porridge flour to support a feeding program. This is somebody who has been contracted to make this porridge flour to support a feeding program. He mixed the millet, sorghum, maize, and omena. In which ratio? The ratio of 1 to ratio 2, the ratio of 5 to the ratio of 1. Meaning that in the mixture we have 1 kilogram of 1 kilogram of the millet, 2 kilogram of sorghum, 5 kilogram of maize, then we have 1 kilogram of omena. This porridge must be very sweet. So the cost per kilogram of a millet, the cost per kilogram of a millet is costing 90 shillings. So millet, the cost of 1 kilogram of the millet is costing 90 shillings. Sorghum is costing 120 shillings. Maize is costing 30 shillings. And omena is costing 150 shillings. Calculate the cost of 1 kilogram of the mixture. So first of all, let us get the total ratio. So we have the total ratio. The total ratio of the mixture is equivalent to be 1 kg of millet plus 2 kg of sorghum plus 5 kg of maize, then plus 1 kg of omena, and this one is giving us 9. So this is now the total, this is the mixture. So the mixture of this the flour is 9. Now, we want now to calculate the cost of 1 kilogram of the mixture. The 1 kilogram of millet is costing 90 shillings. So we can have 1 times 90 in this case. Then plus, so we have 1 kilogram of sorghum is costing 120. So in this case, in the ratio, we have 2 kilograms. So we can have now this one as 2 times, in this case, 120. Then plus, we have now to maize. Maize, we have 1 kilogram of maize is costing 30 shillings. And in the mixture, we have 5 kilograms. So we have now in this case plus 5 times, in this case, 30. Then finally, we have 1 kilogram of omena is costing 150 shillings. And how many kilogram of omena do we have in the mixture? Just only 1. So we have now in this case 1 times 150. So the cost of the mixture in this case, we divide by the total ratio, we divide this one by 9. And if you work out that one, so the cost of 1 kilogram of the mixture is equivalent to Kenya shillings, in this case 70 shillings. Then we have calculate the selling price. Calculate the selling price of 1 kg of the mixture. Selling price of 1 kg of the mixture if the miller made 30% profit. So there is a profit of 30%. So initially it means that this one is equivalent to be 100%. So the profit that made from selling this polished flour is 30%. So initially there was 100. So increase that 100 by 30. So we have the selling price now we have, it is 130. So you divide this one by 100. Then you multiply this one by 70. So the selling price of the mixture is equivalent to be, in this case, 91 Kenya shillings. So that is the selling price of the mixture. We have come to the end of our discussion. Get the kcse familiar or any other revision books and get more of these questions. These questions are very simple. So what you need here is just do a lot of practice. Don't forget to subscribe, watch, and share. Thank you.